Peace be to you all. AsSalama'laikum. This is Omar Abdul Malik, physician assistant and health educator, among other things. I'm also a runner, so I wanted to talk to you guys about my race this past Sunday. So that was on November 14th. I participated in the Turkey Trot. This is the Turkey Tumble for Autism Half, sponsored by Bishop Events. So I actually, I don't know if you can see this, I won my age group, which is kind of cool. So this is my version of bling bling. You know, I don't have a gold chain, but I have got race medals. So this is let's see, men's 50 to 59 age group, and I am humbled and grateful first to the Lord. So I say Alhamdulillah, all praises are due to the Lord, and I am proud of my efforts. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my philosophy towards running and how it relates to what I do as a clinician and an educator. So during the half marathon, I had to be sure to pace myself. And it was 13.1 miles, and that may not sound like a particularly long way to go, but get in your car and drive 13 miles, and see how long it takes you to get there. It's going to take a while. So it's not a particularly short run. So you got to pace yourself. If you go out too fast, you're going to burn out by mile 4 or mile 7, and you're going to realize that you have 6 more miles to go. So you also have to have a good training regimen. So that's a good foundation for your distances. And the half marathon, it's far enough to where it can be tiresome, but it's short enough to where you can run it fairly quickly if you're prepared for it. So, my son and I, the 17-year-old, my middle son, also known as my favorite running partner, have been training. We just do distance running. We've been doing that together for about the past 2 or 3 years, and this is almost my 30th year of distance running. It's something I enjoy. I do it because I don't want to be overweight and out of shape as I get older. I can't believe I'm in the 50 to 59 age group now. It sounds weird. This young lady was asking me how old I am, about my age. It's giving me my race number. I said, okay, how old are you? I said 53. I said, God, it sounds so weird to say that out loud. But I want to try to thwart the ravages of old age as long as possible. And in order to do that, you got to exercise and adhere to a relatively strict diet. I'm a junk food holic. I love eclairs, cookies, cakes, anything that's gooey and sweet or salty and crispy. So potato chips. I really like soda, but I can't eat that stuff. Certainly not in large quantities as I'm older. And as a physician associate, I see so many men, black men in particular, in my age group, that have had strokes, heart attacks. They've had COVID. They haven't recovered very well from catastrophic injuries, especially if they're dealing with chronic conditions like hypertension, type 2 diabetes mellitus. I see that a lot. Brothers, usually in the hospital where I work, they've got to go on dialysis 3 days a week because of chronic kidney failure. Some have got to get their toes and feet amputated. And some of them go blind because of diabetic retinopathy. And then people who engage in really deleterious life habits. So cigarette smoking, marijuana, excessive marijuana smoking, drinking alcohol, just a very, very sedentary lifestyle. So I want to be an example, along with just feeling good. I was 20 pounds overweight, several years ago because I was eating a bunch of just really bad, you can't even call it food, just a bunch of junk food. I wasn't exercising at all. I just started my hospitalist job, and I'm a stress eater. So, the more stressed I am, the more I eat. And then they were having free food at the hospital and pizza parties, and the pharmaceutical reps were bringing, food and lunches and stuff like that. But I had to stop doing that because it wasn't good for me. Now, having said that, I'd encourage you guys that are going to be clinicians to try to do what you can to set a good example, because your patients are watching you, especially as you get older. My patients now, they tell me, well, you're young, you don't have to worry about these issues. How old do you think I am? And I tell them my age. They're like, wow, you're around my age. It's like, yeah. Yes, I know what it takes to have to stay in shape. Back to the race, with the racing, I wanted to do as well as I possibly could. They had, I didn't know they had really, I didn't know it was broken up into age groups. I had no idea. I just know I wanted to place as high as I possibly could. There were about, it wasn't a large race, maybe 100 people in the race, and of that 100, I think maybe 50 were doing the half marathon, and then they also had a 10K and a 5K as well. But I wanted to place as high as possible. So there's a psychological aspect of racing. You'll hear somebody right behind you, and you don't want them to catch you. So I would like not even try to turn around and look back at the person who I heard behind me, and I would try to break them mentally. So I would do these 30-second surges, and that came from there's something called fartlek training. It's not what it sounds like, but during a long run, you push yourself at about 80% capacity for 30 seconds to 30 to 60 seconds, and then slow down. So I was doing that, and I was able to. It was interesting where the people that were running behind me would just drop off. They were like, I just can't keep up with this pace. But then it happened to me as well, because there were other people with whom I couldn't keep up with them. But after the race, my son and I were talking about how it affected us psychologically, how we were angry at ourselves because we had slowed down in the race, toward the end, and wimped out. It's like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to get a cramp. My lungs are about to burst. My legs, I feel like my legs are about to drop off. But we started talking about how we wanted to train harder and adhere to, a diet that can maybe even help us go faster. And that's how you have to do with life, especially if you're going to do something as rigorous as PA school. You got to approach it in an organized fashion. You don't want to have regrets, at the end of your training. And say, oh man, I could have done so much. I could have pushed myself harder. Regrets aren't any fun, but it's okay to revamp. To look back at what you've done and say, I could have done better. What would I've done differently here? But that's it for now. I ramble on. I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. If you are interested in PA school or becoming a health educator or living a positive lifestyle, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. If not, that's cool too. So I look forward to answering any questions you may have about becoming a PA, health educator, or running, or fitness in general in the comment sections. Peace. Take care.